The Maverick, Logan Paul, is free and clear from cryptocurrency lawsuit that was originally filed in February of 2023, according to new reports released by the Wrestling Observer newsletter. The former co-founder of the Cryptozoo, also known as $Zoo, announced the NFT based game. They announced an NFT based game in 2021 where users could sell, buy, and trade digital animals and hybrids. The game never got off the ground, leading investors furious, and they were defrauded. Judge Alan Albright, the recent judge who presided over this case, dismissed it on October 29th of this year, while additionally dismissing all 27 claims in the lawsuit by the plaintiff that mentioned Paul. A prior judge in the case said that the plaintiffs in the suit against Paul failed to present evidential material that directly linked Paul to the losses suffered. Switching positions, Paul has since filed a lawsuit against his former business partners in the project, Eduardo Ibanez and Jake Greenbaum, calling them con artists who lied about their resumes, knowledge, experience, and intentions, and accused them of fraud and deceit. Key takeaways: a U.S. magistrate judge official dismissed a class action lawsuit against Logan Paul for Cryptozoo. Despite Paul's victory, influencer-driven crypto schemes remain rampant. Some industry commentators claim a growing knowledge gap could leave future victims vulnerable. In a shocking twist for the crypto and YouTube communities, mega influencer Logan Paul announced last week that his 2-year legal battle over the failed NFT project Cryptozoo has been dismissed by a judge. Paul, who was accused alongside several associates of defrauding investors, is now officially cleared of all charges related to the class action lawsuit filed in early 2023. According to court filings reviewed in late October, a U.S. magistrate judge reaffirmed the dismissal of the class action lawsuit against Paul, effectively ending his involvement in the case. The lawsuit filed by YouTuber and attorney Tom, known online as Attorney Tom, had accused Paul and other defendants of fraud, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and conspiracy to commit fraud. Attorney Tom sued Cryptozoo in 2023, according to his YouTube. However, in August, the judge found insufficient evidence directly tying Paul to the alleged misconducting, noting that the plaintiffs failed to justify his inclusion as a defendant. Paul's defense attorney, Jeffrey Neiman, celebrated the ruling in a LinkedIn post, writing that telling Logan Paul 30 minutes after his fairy tale wedding that a magistrate judge recommended a complete dismissal was an unforgettable moment. Despite criticism over the tone of the judge and massive pushback from the community, the October ruling made it official that Paul would not face any further legal consequences connecting with Cryptozoo. The class action stemmed from Cryptozoo's, an NFT game promoted by Paul in 2021, which I said it was basically users, they could buy, hatch, and trade animals. NFT for profit. Despite millions raised in NFT sales, the project failed to deliver a playable game for users, which he announced in one of his Logan Paul Impulsive podcasts. Developers later claimed they had not been paid, and community members went viral exposing that none of the promised features have been implemented. As with many YouTube crypto projects, the venture didn't last long, quickly collapsing and leaving investors with worthless tokens. Surprise, surprise. In December 2022, YouTube investor Copzilla released a 3-part expose alleging that the Cryptozoo was a rug pull and that Paul had misled his followers. The series went viral, reigniting criticism over influencer-backed crypto ventures with Paul himself. In early 2023, Paul issued an apology video and promised to refund affected users out of his own pocket. And in February 2023, a lawsuit with attorney Tom sought damages for thousands of participants who claimed to host lost money when the project collapsed. What else is new? But Logan Paul victory arrived amid an unfortunate wave of controversies linking online influencers to questionable crypto projects. Paul himself has faced scrutiny before Cryptozoo, that time for promoting a now defunct meme coin called Dink Doink, which he once claimed to be all in on. The coin's rapid rise and collapse were early, yet typical indicators of a pattern where influencers lured impressionable fans into spectating projects that quickly lost value. And that's the thing with these social media influencers. You're an influencer, even content creators. You guys are can potentially influence people in whatever you say or do or state. So you have to be careful how you say things, allege things, or even promote things, because things can go awry and you can face what Logan was facing, as well as other people, like with the girl, the Haktua girl with her coin, and now she's facing stuff. But anyway, Jake's Jake Paul, Logan Paul's brother, has also been entangled in multiple crypto investigations as well. In 2023, he was among several celebrities, including Lindsay Lohan, Soulja Boy, and Lil Yachty, charged by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission for promoting tokens without disclosing that they were paid endorsements. Oh shit. Jake Paul has been in a number of controversies. He settled the charges for more than $400,000 without admitting wrongdoing. So he just gave in and just did it. Yes, Tom did the lawsuit. Jake Paul was also named in separate class action lawsuits tied to SafeMoon, which alleged that celebrity backers made misleading statements to inflate the token's value before it crashed. Adam Grandmason, the podcast host better known as Adam22, was similarly accused of front-running his audience through a meme coin scheme earlier this year. After announcing a token on social media, the project market cap surged before collapsing, with insiders reportedly sold large portions of their holding. CafeZilla leaked DMs between him and Adam22, so leaked DMs happen everywhere, guys. What can I say? It's normal. Be careful what you write on social media. YouTuber scam sleuth CopyZilla shared direct message showing he had warned the influencer beforehand. Real talk, he said. You shouldn't run a coin. It's lame and you're gonna scam or get scammed. Adam22 later responded, I just got paid to do the tweet. I got nothing to do with it. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The Cryptozoo ruling has also exposed a growing gap between traditional courts and the rapidly evolving world of digital assets. The judge overseeing Paul's case, believed to be in his 50s or 60s, has been accused by some of not understanding the intricacies of NFTs and crypto. YouTube's Scott Schaefer, who has followed the case closely, said in a recent video of his that this really comes down to the judge not really fully understanding cryptocurrency. If you don't know how NFTs work, you're making an option contract on a blockchain. You're making an option contract on the blockchain. I don't think the judge fully understands how it works. And that's true. If you don't have knowledge of that, or don't have knowledge how to review this or how to judge it or anything like that, then maybe you should step down as a judge. Maybe the judge either gets educated about NFTs and how it works, and maybe look into how it will work in a legal system kind of way, or get someone that does it. Maybe that should be vetted out now that we're dealing with, besides the typical legal stuff, we're dealing with digital legal stuff, digital money. We're dealing with digital AI and how AI affects people's lives. When you face swap people, when you put memes on people, or you make people kiss each other for no reason. There's all these legal things that could become a legal issue, and the judges need to start getting educated on it. I don't think a simple law degree or going to law school, learning the basics in law can help anymore. You're going to have to update, either schools have to update the education system to be able to teach that. Or they have to take a course. I don't know. A certificate on understanding digital law. Might have to become a thing now. Anyway, as the wild world of crypto continues to claim victims from influencers, judges trained before the digital economy existed while continue to be asked to interpret blockchain systems. So some are being taught, but unfortunately this one didn't. So I guess it was good on Logan. If this is the case, without more education, victims could continue to lose thousands. Anyway, despite all this, and tying it back to wrestling, uh, he still has a presence in the WWE. Logan Paul remains on the docket for other pending lawsuits, and including from the United States Olympic and Paralympics Committee. So maybe we'll cover that in the future. Who alleged his Prime drink company uses official words related to the Olympics without permission. Not to mention, the company is also being looked at for the content in his drinks, the Prime drinks, including the high use of caffeine and the use of dangerous chemical substance known as PFAS present within the Prime bottles. So if you guys are into Prime drinks, maybe reconsider it. I used to love Prime drinks, and I stopped a few years ago when I started training for running. So anyway, the former men's United States champion is in a continuing storyline in the WWE with the Vision, and he just lastly participated in last week's Survivor Series War Games match. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about Logan Paul. Did he legit win, or should we be revisiting this with maybe a judge that understands crypto? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.